Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Spencer.
And I'm Lance.
And we are in the garage. Tonight, we got a fun episode planned for you. Might be helpful if you're debating about taking on a car project, but we're going to have to get into that a little bit later because it is our tradition to do Lance's special Temu time.
Oh, yeah. And I'm ready for it.
And I feel like I have an idea of what it may be, but you go ahead.
All right, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, and that is that if you look at our table, it doesn't look like normal because it has this beautiful thing here. And in fact, I actually think it'd be great if maybe the editor of this video could take a little close-up of it afterwards and work it into this section of the video.
Okay.
Okay? Because there's a lot of little details, but it's this. This is a work mat. And it's specifically for like
I like that you held it upside down.
Well, I don't know, it's the easiest way for me to grab it. Anyway, specifically for like small electronic type projects. So if you have a circuit board or a radio or something you're taking apart, even like I don't know, like a fuse box. If you had a fuse box you're working on or something like that, every single one of these little areas down here has its own little number. It's like coordinate. I can't read it in the dark here, but anyway, it's like 1, 2, 3.
Well, I saw these guys did.
Yeah,
22,
these things too.
20,
yeah, and this is an all silicone thing, so you can have like a soldering iron on here or whatever. It's good to 500 degrees centigrade, which whatever that is in Fahrenheit. And so like it's a little spot just to kind of keep everything organized. Like lay your screwdrivers up here, throw a few screws in here. And if you're working with bigger stuff like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it has these little sections so you can set like the first adapter here and this little thing there, and keep yourself.
And why does this come out?
I imagine for cleaning.
Okay.
I think that probably this gets dirty, and then it can be cleaned up or whatever. But yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
And what is?
So this thing costs $14.33. But the beauty of this is, I actually bought it for my my son, thinking he might enjoy it for like little science projects and stuff like that. But it was supposed to arrive on his birthday, which was back in June, and it did not arrive until 31 days later. And Temu's policy is, if it does not arrive on time, within 30 days, they give you a full refund. So they gave me back my $14.33 that I paid for it.
Not bad.
So free.
It's kind of cool. It actually doesn't feel like terrible quality.
No, I think it's actually nice.
Like
There's even a little ruler down here. I don't know if you saw that, but if you're working on measuring something.
Why is it marked at 2.5?
2.5.
Never mind. All right. So.
Oh.
Tonight.
That's a lie.
Do you have anything else to add?
No, that's a lie.
It
is not marked at 2.5. It's not marked at all.
Sure.
Because there wasn't a place on this ruler. So.
With that hat and shirt on. All right. Yeah. Should we talk about Lance's outfit before we get into this thing?
Here's the deal. Just grabbed a fresh shower. Didn't gel my hair. My hair is a little bit long right now. And so I grabbed the first hat. I grabbed like the 5th hat that I saw. And this is the one I chose.
Yeah, you chose that. Are you a Lakers fan?
Not even a Lakers fan. I think wearing a Lakers hat is kind of like wearing like a Yankees hat or something like that. Like you kind of just wear it because it's like a... No?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying no. I just didn't. It's news to me.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Those are things. Chicago Cubs, Red Sox. Yeah. That's the thing. Bulls. A lot of Chicago teams. New York, LA, Chicago. You wear the hats just because you wear the hats.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you chose it.
Yeah.
So
I found this along the road, so there's that.
I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Can't figure that out.
Well.
All right. So tonight, what we're going to talk about, maybe we'd even use this mat for some of these projects. Probably not. We are going to talk about what you should DIY versus take your car to a mechanic or a professional for. What can you get away with for the average person? Obviously, this is not a real garage, but we have pretty much all the tools to do everything. But some of them, some projects simply don't make sense to do yourself most of the time. And in fact, we send cars to people for certain things because we don't have the time, or it's just not worth it to buy what's required to do it properly.
Lamborghini oil change.
Lamborghini oil change. I've never done one. I know that they charge a lot, and I would be doing it myself. Like if I
Really?
had,
Oh, it's like take the whole rear end of the car off.
I don't think for an oil change.
It is. It's like
I don't know about
it's like
that.
4 filters and it's a whole thing. But anyway, regular oil change.
Regular oil change. So I was going to start with oil change. That's what I was thinking. That's the most DIY. All right, I actually have a couple thoughts on this.
Okay.
I was thinking about it before we got together here. So generally, my rule is do it yourself because it truly takes about 5 minutes. Like if you've gotten good, like if you're one of the people who keeps a car for 5 years and you want to do your oil changes on by the like third oil change, you're going to have that bad boy down pat.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you're going to be good and very fast at it. That being said, sometimes when you buy a new car, they have like promos, like you get this so many oil changes for this amount. Some places I've heard of, and I never got into it, but I've heard of like Walmart even being really cheap. And if your car recommends synthetic, they put it in and for that price or whatever. I don't know how much of that's true, but I've heard of people getting good deals on oil changes at times. I don't know. Somebody told me that Walmart like will put in whatever oil your car recommends for their standard price or whatever.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know that that's true.
So,
it's just something someone said to me. I've never researched it because I do my own oil changes.
It's kind of old information, you know, but the last time that I had oil changes done consistently, the quick lube place around us was charging like $28 or something like that, $30.
Yes.
Okay. Now I know oil back then was $2.50 a quart, and now it's like $6-7 a quart. You know, something like that. Almost all oil has gone to a synthetic blend or a full synthetic. Like almost everybody has gone to that.
I don't think anybody's really gone.
So your standard oil change is a synthetic blend, and they probably are $45 now, I would guess. You know, something like that. So you got to choose between walking into Advanced Auto Parts or AutoZone for $32, or the oil change place for $45 or $50. You're talking about a $15 to $20 premium. So if you're talking about do it yourself, the person that can do it at home can do it. Like it is totally a do it yourself job. However, even your 5 minutes it takes, 5 minutes is what it takes to do the actual change. It takes you 5 minutes to pull in the garage, another 5 minutes to kind of get the jack and the ramps,
I
or
think
the
time
whatever.
wise, you're probably very similar to doing one of the places.
But you can't send emails while you're doing your own oil change. You can come in their little waiting room.
You can't do it while they're telling you that you need a cabin air filter either.
You wouldn't even know what happened to your cabin air filter if it wasn't for the quick lube place.
What my cabin air filter does is its business.
Yeah. So anyway, what's your? I'm actually leaning towards. It's such a simple and cheap thing. Let somebody else do it.
I think it's fine to do that. I think the places that do oil changes for reasonable prices are counting on the upsell of other items needing done.
So you got to be able to say no, and you shouldn't be doing it at a quick lube place because you're incapable of doing it yourself. Because you are capable. I really think our average viewer, and I'm talking like 95% of them, can do this.
Barring like something serious, like medically speaking, you can change your oil with a 5-minute YouTube video that tells you how to do it. So,
and the first time you might need to buy some specific tools if you don't have any tools, but they're very basic things. You'll be able to find them. So
you think you should take it somewhere to get changed?
You know what? I've heard from garage owners that the oil change is the lowest net gain for the highest risk. So this is from the garage owner's perspective.
Right.
Okay? The chance of like maybe a plug not being tight, or not topping it up properly, or using the wrong weight, or something like
torn
that.
gasket.
A gasket on the
filter.
oil filter. The chance of them having to replace an engine or something like that is compared to the $40 the $10 it makes the profit for the shop. They would have to just do like 1,000 oil changes in order to ever pay for that one time they blow somebody's engine.
Right.
So for me, I use the reverse logic on that. I'm like, hey, for the extra $10, let them take the risk.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know the prices. That's the truth. I don't know. I've never even, other than maybe 1 or 2 times in my life, I've never even gone to a quick lube place, and certainly not in the last like 10 years. I think the last time I did it, I was driving like to Florida, and I truly did not have time to do it at home or whatever, and so I just whipped in, and it was one that was open, like open bay, pulled in
now
and left.
The last quick lube place that I was to, they almost bent my hood in half, not realizing it was not on gas shocks, but it was actually a prop rod they had flipped up.
Yep.
And I saw the guy get a hold of it, and then he's like, man, it's really jammed. And he did it again, and then he looked. I was in the car, like it was one of those pull in, pull out places, and he literally, he was like, oh, prop rod.
Well, and they are famous for like over torquing, drain plug, oil filter housing on like a Chrysler 3.6 liter that they crack pretty regularly. Like, so I don't know that they are the best at it. Like, they're doing it for speed. But
okay,
all right, next
spark plugs.
Oh, spark plugs.
I'm sorry.
No. That's a great thing.
So spark plugs are truly 50-50 in my mind.
Depends on the car.
It depends on the car.
4-cylinder, probably change
okay.
your self.
A V6 depends on how it's mounted in the engine bay. But a lot of times, if it's transverse mounted, it is hard to get to the back 3 cylinders.
I don't change a lot of spark plugs on my vehicles. Like, some people would do that when they buy their car. They're like, I'm putting new, spark plugs in, oil change, do their fully serviced thing. And I generally look at where the spark plugs are, and then I start the car, and if it's not misfiring, I am like, well, those are good spark plugs right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that one does depend on a car.
The good news is, a lot of modern cars are using what I call, and I don't know if this is actually the right term, but like hemispherical heads. Like, it used to be that like a Hemi style head was not very common. But now most the heads are actually hemispherical with a center mounted spark plug. So it's a real nice, like, pull one single coil pack out, straight shot in, take
Unless
it out.
you actually are working on one of the Hemis, in which case you have 2 spark plugs per cylinder.
On all of them?
I don't know if it's all of them. I know the old 5.7s were. Like, my Chrysler was, my 300 was.
Okay.
I know the trucks originally were and stuff.
But when truly, like, an old like 5.7 350 Chevy, I hate them. Like, I hate.
Yeah, well, you gotta let the edge.
It's right at the edge
down.
right at the edge of the exhaust manifold, and like one's angled this way and one's angled that way, and the inner fender's in the way, and you know, like, I actually don't like change them.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. That one is not for everybody. I think most 4 cylinders you're probably okay, and everything else is a toss up. That one, what I would do, Jen, for informational purposes, if you were thinking about it, watch the YouTube video. Actually, that's going to be the advice for every single thing that we talk about here. If you're going to take on anything DIY, you can do, truly, other than maybe something internal engine type stuff. I probably would say, if you're watching this video, you probably need to take it to a mechanic for any of that. But anything that's just kind of part swapping type stuff, you can do at home with a YouTube video and maybe buy a few tools.
But first, disconnect the negative battery terminal and, maybe touch it to the positive side just to discharge anything that might be residually in the system.
Okay. Sure. Yep. That is the advice on every video.
Yeah.
Like changing a tire, disconnect the negative. We'll just do it, actually.
Yeah,
if you're,
just do it. It's
I mean, real mechanics do it.
I personally never have. but definitely do it.
All right. I got a fun one. All right. That used to be, I think, a slam dunk 20 years ago. This was a slam dunk answer. Headlight bulbs, or bulbs in general.
Yeah. Bulbs are, it's tough, man. Almost all modern cars, if you look at the front end of the car and you're like, wow, that car looks really sharp because of the shape of the front bumper. That is because the front bumper is hiding the access to the headlight bulbs. You literally have to remove the front bumper and sometimes remove the entire headlight housing to get to the bulb. There's no thing of like getting in the backside on a lot of cars. There's some
It's
that
terrible.
are, but man,
It is terrible on modern cars.
Yeah.
I think it is terrible on more of them than it's easy.
I've driven cars for years with like an O light. Like I just I just get a really bright flashlight and I use that instead.
Actually, truly, my Chrysler Pacifica.
Yeah.
They sent me, and then there's like a bunch of different bulbs, right? Like I wanted to switch mine over to LEDs, and I picked the ones that they said were the correct switch over to LED from the ones that were in it. And one clicked in with no problem. The other one, it's like a Chinese bulb, and it would not click into the housing. And I took a bunch of things apart to like get to it. And without going further in depth, I was like, I just can't get my hand wiggled around in there. I'm cutting my fingers all up. And I just let it sit there. Yeah. It's been sitting there for 6 or 8 months now. And it's been okay. I put the cover back on the back of the headlight housing and it rests tight up against it. So I was like, seems like that'll hold.
Okay. So that one you can probably do, but look at the access in the back. If it looks like you have to take the whole bumper cover off, you might actually want to defer. It's stupid, but like a $20 bulb can sometimes be a $250 job with the labor.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Easily. I mean, like a Traverse, it's the whole front end. The whole front end has to come off the car.
Unless it's the low beams or something. There's one of them.
Well, that's the worst part is you got to look at which bulb it is. Yeah. That's a good piece of advice, actually, because sometimes you look in and you're like, oh, I can see. I can get right to that one. And then you're like, oh, no, that's the one next to the other bulb. And yeah.
How about a battery?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to say battery is DIY.
It is DIY.
Yeah.
But how about the fact that like almost all auto parts stores just offer the service?
That would be the thing. Yeah, just do it. For free, absolutely have someone else do it. I will say that they do not do all of them.
No.
It has to be like an under the hood or under, like they have to know that it's easily accessible, rightfully so, by the way.
They're doing it for free. 16 or 17 or whatever, 18 Silverado is like 6 crossbars. And one is like a 13, one's a 15. Like you get on there, there's like 2 10s. And, and then there's like a control module on top that you have to like disconnect 2 of the cables to let it flip out free. Yeah. I mean, it's a nightmare.
No, and I wouldn't expect them to do it for free. That's not hating on the auto parts store guys.
But even that one, you guys can do.
Yeah, no, do it. Yeah, absolutely. Because honestly, I think a lot of those things, actually, other than oil change, that is true that is about the only, what I would call a deal in the mechanic space. I can't think of many other things that I feel like are a fair price.
I have a lot of mechanic friends that might watch this and they're gonna be like, "Man, you're killing me for the business." But
well, I like to encourage people. I like to keep people out of car payments, and I like to keep them keep feeling confident, at least on some things that you can do.
Well, and I think a lot of this stuff is not going to be so much are you capable of it. It's going to be, do you have the time? And if you don't really have the time, like you can be capable. I'm capable of a lot of stuff, but sometimes I do have to take it somewhere else because I just can't dedicate the 3 or 4 hours it takes in the middle of my day.
Yep.
So, okay, wiper blades.
Wiper blades are DIY.
Sometimes.
Now you got it.
Like the bayonet style.
You got to make sure you get the right style. Yeah. And they can be actually a little tricky if you don't know what. They can take a little wiggle and stuff like that. But I believe in you. I believe in your ability to do it. All right. Brakes.
Pads. Pretty much across the board, yes. Just do the pads. There's a few. I remember those like Brembos we had or whatever. Maybe they were Willwood or something. I forget, but
not many are really that difficult. Like once you know what you're doing. Now I've run into some where I'm like, all right, this is a little different style. But generally, I think it is a DIY one. The labor rates. I mean, I remember sitting in a dealership because I was there for something. Had someone working on my car. Yeah, and they came out and said like brakes, pads, everything for like a Chevy Equinox was I don't remember the price. So it was like $600 or $700.
Yeah, I was thinking it's like 180 an axle is like the kind of going rate, and so
I was like,
a lot of money.
Those are number one. It was not an expensive car. Like I mean, we are doubling the value of this Equinox, and like it was just crazy. I was like, man, I would do it for you for half that in in an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think brakes I think are actually a ripoff for most mechanic shops.
Do research a little bit. Watch a YouTube video about your calipers. Some of them kind of screw in as you push them in. Some have some e-brake type stuff where you have to
like release it, or you have to set the computer into the mode to release
open it.
Yeah.
So there's some things like that are getting a little more tricky. But watch a video, and I have faith in you in that one.
Honestly, I mean, there's a video for just about anything, and I can tell you that Lance and I actually won't speak for him, but I'll speak for myself. There's things that I do that I know how to do in the garage. But if it's on a new car or something I haven't even, like I've done before, but it's been a little while, I pull up a YouTube video because it just saves me time. Like, I don't know, door panels is a good example.
Yeah.
I can get a door panel off of any car, anytime, if I took the time to like look at it for a little bit or whatever. But when you watch the YouTube video, you're like, okay, there's a hidden screw behind that little spot. This is this little tiny screwdriver is the one that does, and the bolts are all, T20, T25, Torx head. And it saves the 5 minutes to watch the YouTube video. And I skim them. I go through quick.
Yeah.
It saves me 15 minutes on.
I find the hidden screw 100% of the time.
Yeah. One way or the other.
Yeah. Usually it's wild.
Sometimes it's still there.
Yank the panel off. I'm like, oh, there's the screw. Yeah. That was what was holding it up. Window regulator. That's the motor and the mechanism, usually as a combo that makes your window go up and down.
Yeah, I think anybody can do it.
Anybody
can do it. Actually, those are something that's easier nowadays.
Yeah, they're all one piece.
Yeah, it used to be more
a lot of cables.
Little clips for the window that would break. There used to be like a roll-up tape thing in some of the old Chevy ones that like had little tabs on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of before my time, but I worked on an old Corvette one time, and they're like, all right, here's the rebuild kit for the window regulator, and I was like, all right, I don't know, I've never seen any of these pieces before. Yeah, window regulator for sure. I would do that myself.
Lock actuators, they're in the door as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's an annoying project, but not a difficult project.
Okay.
Like
window switches.
Window switches is tough because sometimes, I mean, it is tough to order them sometimes. Sometimes they have to be programmed. Sometimes they don't. That would be a car by car.
How about a radio?
Basis.
Replace with factory, or even replace with aftermarket.
I'll tell you what. I'd be tempted to take it somewhere for both of those.
Okay.
One, radios. If you're going to a factory radio, you're going to have a code in almost all cases now. So you're going to be going to the dealer anyways to get that done. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would just let them do it. I mean, I would put it in and then have them enter the code or whatever. But and an aftermarket radio install, that's okay. But a lot are done real poorly, so I would say probably not.
How about transmission fluid change?
Yeah. I think that anybody with a YouTube video can do that one.
Okay.
I really do. You're gonna get your hands dirty.
Do you recommend it to be a flush or just a change? A flush is a whole different thing. You got to have a machine and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, most of the time now people recommend, there's no consistent theology on what you're supposed to do.
Everybody's like, never flush it. You don't want to introduce air to the system or whatever. Somebody else is like, no, you got to flush it because you got to get 100% of the fluid out. Somebody else is like, don't ever mix old fluid with new fluid.
Some of them say if it's 100,000 miles, don't change the fluid.
Yeah.
I think generally, I'm okay with a drain and fill on it, which is the easiest option.
Yeah.
Other than just not changing it, which is also an option. Because they do get dirty fluid in there. I mean, when the fluid is black, I mean, I don't know the science behind it. I haven't tested old fluid for its,
you're just basing
properties.
It on the color.
Basing it on the color solely. I know that my Pacifica says that it is lifetime fluid and it was black as could be at 100,000 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just can't imagine that that's what it's supposed to be. So I want to change it to some nice red fluid. And if you do that, especially twice, right? Like you get half of the fluid out one time and then go change it again. But I think anything that or 3 times.
I'm a 3-time
Okay,
guy.
I don't care. I've only
I'm a
done it
3-time
once.
guy.
I've only done it once. So
I'm
far
like,
on mine, but-
it takes 7 quarts or something like that. I am dump 7, put 7, dump 7, put 7. And about 50 to 100 miles between.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I should do mine again.
I make it
did
like
mine
a 2
once.
or 3
I was going to do
night.
mine twice at least.
Yeah.
And then drain it. But anything that the flush, any issue that would cause, or any issue that like changing the fluid like we're doing would do, I think was just covering up the issues that the transmission was going to have in a short amount of time anyways. Like
sometimes, but the air thing. People,
I don't know about the air.
I
can't tell you about the air.
Some people blow air through the lines.
Yeah.
But on a lot of valve bodies now, the little
they
little
do
valve
have the little,
selector is a little piece of plastic.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem with Chevy Traverses.
That you will blow out.
Yeah.
And then when you blow it out, you're done. Like, it's not going to do anything anymore. And it's like a shame because actually you can rebuild those. Like, you can pull the thing out, put a new piece of cellophane over it, and be good to go again. And the thing
I would probably just do the drain and fill as many times as you want to until you get clear fluid. But yes, that part is true. I have heard about that. So, other things, I'm trying to think of anything real.
Washer fluid.
Washer fluid, just top off. Air filter, I think, is a DIY project all day. Cabin filter also.
Yeah.
Also, your cabin filter, I guess, does stuff. But I have not once ever been like...
Well, here's the thing. It filters the air that's coming in from the outside.
Yeah.
Okay? But I would spend an entire day outside and not be mad about it. So, like, I'm not anti the outside air. You know, like, if it has some stench properties, like it's a charcoal filter, it's nice if you're driving by somebody spreading manure and it's like half the smell of the manure of what you would have gotten. That's kind of nice. But, dude, like, besides airflow, like, I would not want the filters to be cutting down the amount of air that can pass through the vents that, like, my AC is not working well or my heat's not working well. But as far as, like, cleanliness of the air, I'll breathe the outside air. What do I care?
I don't know. I've never had a car. I have replaced a cabin air filter before because there was like the only thing that I've ever seen is like just dirt and crap in it, and it's like, well, that's nasty, so I guess I'll replace it. Yeah. But not because of any ill effects inside the car at all. Right. But you did just bring up one, and that is air conditioning. Yeah. What do you do when what do you do if your air conditioning's not working?
Like, how do you fix it?
Well, DIY or professional. Man, like, what are you doing?
It's a toss-up. Like, if it is not low on refrigerant, just because it's 10 years old and just needs a little top-up, any other major AC system repairs are probably professional for the average person.
I think so too. But what do you think about just a fill? Like,
just a little fill with a can or something like that? Yeah, I'd give that a shot. I'd try that first.
Lots of professionals do not like using the cans. They're like, oh, you got to get everything out, or you got to get everything. And I think that might be generally true.
I think it is.
But I also just fill mine with a can every single time.
If their AC service is like under $125, I think I might take it. The can of Freon is like $30-40
$40,
now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, like, I mean, you can get a basic can if you already have the filler for 10 or 15, but my point is, it's $30 or $40. If it's like 125-ish, I think I'm letting them do it, maybe.
I like that, actually. Yeah, I think I would too. Yeah. Just to save yourself a little bit of trouble. Yeah. Okay, I think we hit most of the main stuff, unless you can
antifreeze, topping up antifreeze.
Topping up, I would do myself.
Antifreeze flush.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, the drain on that one's a little bit more complicated. I mean, it's not actually more complicated, but...
You mean finding it on the edge of the radiator?
Finding the thing on the edge of the radiator. Yeah. Sometimes that's deeper under a cover. Yeah. It's a little piece of plastic that, I don't know. Or, like, sometimes I just take the hose off. It's actually what I do almost every time. And
then drain it into a recyclable receptacle?
Yeah, and then you take it to be recycled.
Where do you take that exactly?
I assume people take it somewhere.
I'll tell you what. Off camera. Let me know there's a recycling place.
Yeah, I'll tell you where it is.
We don't want to endorse one particular place.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not because we don't have any clue where you would take it.
Yeah.
AutoZone? You take it to AutoZone? Do they take it?
Where do you take the used like Freon refrigerant?
Well, it's such a cool color.
Yeah. Oil? Where does oil go?
Oil obviously gets recycled because we know people that have
Oil
waste
burner.
oil
Yeah.
heaters.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, not going to endorse.
Also, just as a little interesting fact, oil came from the ground. That's where it came from.
Do you think it likes to be back with its friends?
I don't know if it likes to be back with its friends or not, but I can tell you where it came from. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that hit most of our things. Yeah. Oh, how about this? All right, actually, this is one I thought of earlier.
Okay.
Body repairs.
Man, if you could,
like a dent in the
yeah,
that was one I thought about earlier.
Listen,
I know we were all distracted.
I would get on TikTok and I would look to see ramen repairs. If you can find some sort of ramen noodle,
food-based repair.
Yeah. If you can find ramen noodles that can fix a dent, that's what you're looking for. Then just airbrush that bad boy in. But no, on a real note, little dents, little suction cup, or something like that, I'd give it a shot. Replacing something like there's places that sell like a color match fender on eBay or something. You can actually like take your fender off and put the new fender on, and I think you can handle it. And the color match is not great, but it's in the realm of the right color. Man, one that people damage all the time that I would totally do that for is like mirror caps. People oftentimes catch their mirrors on like garage, entrances or drive-throughs.
I do that too.
And I would just totally pop the cap off, put a new one on, or buy a whole new mirror if it broke off. I would replace a mirror myself all day long. Yeah. That's pretty easy.
We actually don't do really any true body work. Like we don't paint really, or do any Bondo type stuff, simply because the amount of time it takes.
And I don't have the patience.
Yeah. And very few people do. Actually, unless you're a person who you're like, I am the most patient person, and I'm willing to take the 10 hours that this takes for a little dent this size, then you should just take it somewhere. If you have that amount of patience, you can probably get it like professional level, but you're going to have to also buy some materials and things like that too. So it's, we stay away from that, but that's a personal decision.
Window replacements, pretty much all of them except for the front or the rear.
Yeah, DIY. Yeah, I think so.
But a windshield, I want to have somebody glue that in properly.
Yeah, I have looked at it being done, and I'm like, that doesn't seem that bad. Yeah. And then, I don't know. But now, actually, so many of them have stuff in your windshield that you literally just can't do it without having the computers to align your cameras and things like that are in the actual windshield. So, a little tougher there. But
yeah.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here, and I guess we'll see you in the next one. Do we tell them about the giveaway?
Oh, huge giveaway.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.